In the heart of the Northeast corridor of our nation's capital is the Catholic University of America, a campus built on tradition, religious values, and the importance of faith. Catholic is widely accepted as a conservative-leaning campus, especially given its history and authority. But does this accurately describe our student body? What ideas, opinions, and values do our student population hold? With the presidential election right around the corner, we might just find that out.
We're just doing a documentary on the upcoming election. Would you be able to share with us some of the important issues to you going into this election?
The prices of things, inflation, cost of housing, abortion rights.
At the hub of the campus is the Prisbilla Center, a likely reliable place to find students willing to share their top concerns and viewpoints.
I think the economy, international relations, war, obviously.
The economy, climate change, gun control.
I think just access to voting is a big thing.
For me is the economy and being able to afford a house in a few years. As a senior, I'm kind of looking ahead to the future and just seeing the price of houses and how expensive, I guess, everything is kind of the biggest thing on my mind this election.
The obvious thing is gas prices.
I just think I want what's best for my country, you feel me? I feel like if our country's not doing good, we need a better president.
Who are you supporting this election?
Donald Trump.
Harris, most likely, yeah.
I'm supporting Donald Trump.
Kamala Harris, baby.
Student leaders and political club members also shared their thoughts ahead of the election.
College Republicans at Catholic University is really working to focus on bringing together people of all the conservative political ideologies and independent ideologies. We want to bring together absolutely everyone and get them to go out and vote for Donald Trump. So we're going to host a co-debate watch party for the vice presidential debate. We're co-hosting it with College Democrats, and I'm really, really excited about this opportunity to bring students all over Catholic University, no matter what their political belief is, together to practice their civic duty and to open a dialogue of debate about politics.
I really, really wish that these two were at the top of their tickets at this point in time. I've seen it's been such an amazing decorum in this debate. I think we're back to a sort of debate climate or decorum that we saw with Obama and Romney, and we unfortunately lost with the Clinton and Trump debate season. So I'm very, very pleased with the decorum, the respect that we've seen, and the respectful disagreement that we've seen on the debate stage today.
It's very interesting taking a perspective from both sides, but it's definitely it's refreshing to know that people are willing to have these conversations, and seen in the debate, at least for the vice president candidates, they're willing to have disagreements, but they also agree in a lot of things that I found very interesting.
In the White House, if we get Donald Trump back in the White House, the American dream is going to be attainable once again.
But the anticipation of casting your ballot goes beyond the corridors of a college campus.
Today we're focusing on the voices of Loudoun County volunteers, workers, and canvassers of the Virginia Democrats who are mobilizing and engaging the community. In a region that's seen rapid growth and diversity, we'll delve into the issues that matter most and find out how these voters plan to make their voices heard in this pivotal political election.
First, we interviewed Sarah Walder, a Kamala captain for the Harris-Walz campaign, helping people check in for canvassing, share what she hopes to see in the results of the election.
I hope the election moves in one specific direction, definitely a Harris fan, and for that I really hope the same issues of human rights, women's rights, that there's the country can come together, basically, and can unite for positivity, change, and then that benefits everyone.
Next, we spoke to another volunteer, Michael, training people to use the app Minivan, the app canvassers use going door to door, share what concerns he has about the direction of the country, and his thoughts about the Democratic candidate, Kamala Harris.
The major thing is whether or not we're going to remain a democracy. And I think that's what's so important about electing Kamala Harris, because Trump has just no concept of democracy. He doesn't care about it. Kamala wants to help people. She's bright, she's sensitive, and she's just the best candidate we've had in a long time.
Then we heard from Bonnie Milam, a Southern California native with years of experience working in D.C. with Venezuelan and Mexican immigrants, along with those immigrating to Texas. As she does sign-ins for the people who are canvassing, she shares her thoughts on the immigration issue.
I like to say that all of them, teenagers, mothers, fathers, children, they were all just looking for a better life, and so I'm happy to welcome them into our country. As the Old Testament says, you should welcome the stranger because you once were strangers in a strange land. So.
Lastly, we heard from Loudoun County high schooler Viraj Ruthra share what he hopes VP Harris would do if elected to the presidency.
Harris would try and integrate both Republican and Democrat parties because America tends to be getting more and more polarized, and I think that depending on how the election goes, and especially depending on not even who wins, but how the campaigns are run, that can hopefully make it a little less so. So that's the main importance to me.
Earlier this year, Republicans held their final conservative political action conference ahead of the November election in National Harbor, Maryland. Some in attendance were politically involved students from CUA.
I feel like CPAC really shows the thriving conservative movement, which is really good for the next upcoming election.
I think CPAC is really important because there's so many different people who come together for speakers, and you're really getting to see all the work that people, all part of the Republican and conservative movement, are doing. And I think that's really crucial, especially in an election year, because you realize it's not just the president who is running for office. There are so many other things that go into a general election, and I think it's really important to see all these people coming together, uniting, showing all the hard work that they've put into these last several years, and especially will continue to do the rest of this year.
President-elect Trump's 2024 campaign press secretary, Caroline Leavitt, spoke with me about the then candidate's platform and vision for America.
As National Press Secretary, it's my job to go on television and do interviews like this one to relay the president's message of making this country great again, securing our southern border, rebuilding our economy, ending the wars that we've seen take hold under Joe Biden's administration in the past few years, restoring peace around this world. That is what making America great again entails, and so it's our job to relay that message on behalf of the president every day.
Big crowd. We have a big crowd here too, and these are very special people that have been supporting us right from the beginning.
The Fox News Decision Desk can now officially project that Donald Trump will become the 47th President of the United States.
I was really disappointed by the presidential election. I am a Democrat, and so as such, it was a really rough election for not just the Democrats, but I think the American people, and it was kind of a hard time. There was such a good momentum going with a lot of youth groups, especially for the Harris campaign, and I feel like that's all kind of, everyone's feeling really defeatist at the moment.
As a conservative at Catholic University, this means monumental things for our future, especially as 20-year-olds who will be graduating soon and entering the workplace. We're going to be able to afford apartments, have families. This is very exciting.
The voters have spoken, and a new president will soon be sworn in. But how does the national stage impact our campus? How do students take on the political nature of Washington, D.C.?
Those who are interested in politics are, they're excited for the election, they're ready to get into politics. But if you're not like a politics major, you're not that involved in politics, you're just kind of relaxed. You're not worrying about it. It's out of sight, out of mind, as much as it can be in this city.
There's people on the far right, there's people on the far left. There's people like me who are like moderate Democrats. So I think like this is one of the schools where you're actually able to have conversations with people.
I think the political pulse here at Catholic University is inquisitive, and I think each individual student here is yearning for their voice to be heard and yearning for their specific issues to be heard by political candidates.
So what did we learn? CUA cares about tradition, and the pillars of faith, family, and community are very noticeable. There are a variety of clubs and opportunities where students of different backgrounds, beliefs, and values can express themselves. And despite a student's political preference, there is an effort to hear opposing viewpoints and have civil discussions within this diverse community.